If you like this video, click like. If you want to continue to follow our adventure, hit subscribe. Your support would be greatly appreciated. Hello, Guys on the Road subscribers and followers. Somebody asked me a question the other day that I found really interesting. How do I find the best camp spots in a campground? You know, we stay out at these free campsites. I guess this could be kind of important depending on your personality. So I'm going to give you the pros and cons of each spot, and maybe you can figure it out for yourself. One of the primary things that we worry about is internet. And believe it or not, we can drive around different spots in the campground and find internet that another spot didn't have. When we were in Wolf Gap, that was a perfect example. Wolf Gap, here's the thing. My truck gets the best signal if the nose of the truck is facing the tower. Gets the best signal. I didn't always know that. I just recently learned that. But the thing is in Wolf Gap, it was a circle drive. Okay? And each one, you know, you would have to, each one you would have to do this all the way around. Well, spot number one was the best site for us for the truck to get a signal. So that's our primary first task, is to find internet. But beyond that, if you're not interested in internet or needing internet, or that doesn't matter to you, or your system works differently, let's talk about being close to the bathroom. A lot of people say, well, I want to be parked right next to the bathroom. Well, at free campsites, that means you're going to be parked next to the vaulted toilet, which is a huge advantage if you need to go to the restroom at night. I get it. You know, it gets pretty cold down here in Florida at night. I think tomorrow night it's going to be 32 degrees. So if you got to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, it would be really nice to be right next to the bathroom. So yeah, there are a couple of significant disadvantages to that, though. One, the smell. The smell, you're just not going to get away from it. It's there. The smell comes out through the chimneys. Some people, and I agree with this, leave the doors open on the vaulted toilets. That way you get good ventilation through it, and so you're not standing or sitting right on top of that smell. It really dissipates the smell. But when you're camping right next to it, doesn't matter if you have doors open or shut, the smell is there. We walked over the vaulted toilet just a little while ago. It's there. So the other disadvantage is you got traffic, people walking next to your camper all the time. So you get no privacy. Everybody, if you're like me and you don't like, you're just not that interested in talking to people, everybody is going to want to say hi. Some people will stop and have a conversation with you. Another one would be drinking water. Obviously at free campsites there's no hookups, so you have to go get your water from the spigot, which is in this case about 150 feet away. I mean, it's just, I can see it right here. It's just right there. So again, if you're close to it like we are, it's really nice to have. It's really convenient. I can go get my 5-gallon bucket and I don't have to haul it all the way across the campground. The disadvantage is, and this is a pretty significant disadvantage, is people want to be next to the water. So it's not that they're just walking to the water spigot. They're trying to park their campers really close to it. When we were in South Carolina, we were parked next to a tree. Okay, I really did not think that it was even wide enough to get a vehicle between our camper and the tree. But 6 campers did it while we were gone to get to that water spigot. They crowded us. They parked their truck right behind our camper. I literally could not walk in between our camper and their truck. They wanted next to that water. And boy, they were going to do whatever it took to get to it. And they did. So, and it's happened again here. Somebody parked in between us and the water. They were parked right on top of us. Absolutely parked on top of us. Now, it wasn't the same situation where they had to squeeze in between our camper and a tree to get to it, but that got them closer to the water. The water is kind of a sticky subject with a lot of people. They want to be right there. So being next to the water, it may just be better to have a wheelbarrow. I mean, for us it wouldn't be, because it would be extra stuff to carry around, but you might want to have some way to transport water away so you don't have to be right next to the water. Okay, being next to the stream, the actual lake, pond, or creek, or river, or whatever you want to call it, Yes, it's very nice, very relaxing. As a matter of fact, we are here next to the creek. My camper is probably 20 feet away from me, right in front of me here. The campfire is, I paced it out, it's about 4 steps from me. It's right here. I'm sitting right here. So the camper, I mean, just right there, the campfire is right there. So I'm sitting next to the campfire. A fella decides he wants to come down to the water. So he drives down here, through the way you can get in, and decides to come back up behind me, right here. I had to move. I had to move my chair away from my campsite so he could drive on up. So being next to the water is not necessarily a great idea, because people want to be next to the water also, and or go visit the water, and that's how they're going to come out. They're going to run you over. He stopped and waited for me to move. There's just no way for him to get through without me moving my chair I was sitting in. So now, being by the water, the lake, whatever you want to call it, is not always the best idea. The other thing is kids love to come down here, and they do. They walk right through our campsite. So in my opinion, which is what we wanted to do when we got here, is find a corner of the campground furthest away from everything, from the vaulted toilet, from the water, from the drinking water, which was right over here on the other side of the park. That's where we wanted to be. But when we got here, unfortunately, somebody was already there, so we had to take this spot. And we just haven't moved, and so it's just something that we're going to have to deal with. But in my opinion, the best spot is the furthest away from everything. Is the best spot. So, as long as it has internet. So, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.